If you want to get your music heard by thousands of fans all around the world, you need to upload your music to streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. But how do you do that? Well, in this video I'm going to show you a very easy way to get your music on all of those streaming services. My name is Ben for Make Waves, a brand new easy to use music distribution service that lets you upload your music to streaming and download services. Alright, so if you want to get your music on streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, Instagram, TikTok, and so on, you can't just upload your music individually to all of those platforms. You need to use an aggregator. An aggregator is like a middleman. You upload your music to just that middleman, and the aggregator distributes it to all of those streaming and download services. But today I'm going to show you Make Waves, which is a fairly new aggregator. Using Make Waves, you have a lot more control over your release compared to the others I just mentioned, which often require extra payment for a lot of basic features. But Make Waves provides this out of the box. You as an artist are considered pro by default. If you want to try Make Waves, you can use my link down below in the description or go to makewaves.fm/3releases. That's the number 3 releases to get your first 3 releases absolutely free. Alright, so let me give you a quick tutorial on how to upload your music to Spotify and Apple Music by using Make Waves. So after you've created an account, you enter your dashboard. Here you can select new release to create a new release, and on the first page you enter the release title. So if it's a single, you just enter the single title. If it's an album or an EP, you enter the album or the EP title. So in this case it's a single, so I'm just going to enter the title, and then you can add the track. So if it's an album, you can just add multiple tracks. In this case it's just one. So there's a very easy way to do this. You can just drop your files anywhere to add tracks and or cover art. So let's do that right now. So I have my song and my cover art selected, and I'm just going to drop it into this window and it will add it automatically. So you should check that your artwork is at least 1400 by 1400 pixels and should be a JPEG, a PNG, or any of the most common image formats. So that's very important. Make sure to change the track title so it's just the track title and not the file name. So we're going to delete this, and after you're done you can just click continue to go to the next page. So now it will upload your file. So on this page you can enter more information about your release. So the title, it's still the same. You can also specify if this is a radio edit or an instrumental, for example, and you can add all the artists. Well, in this case it's just one. It's Ben Van Essen, which is the primary artist. But if you have multiple artists that are featuring on your release, you can add more, and you can specify if they are the primary or the featuring artists. Alright, so the artwork, it's also still the same, and then you can select a genre. Well, in this case I'm just going to select pop and select the secondary genre, singer-songwriter, and this field here is optional. You can add some extra information if you like, but it's not required. These fields give you more control over your release, and this is not included in all aggregators. Some aggregators charge you extra to be able to do this, but it's included in Make Waves. Right, so if you want, you can enter more information here. If not, it's also okay. You can just hit save and continue. Alright, so on the next page you can enter more information about the tracks individually. So again, this is just a single, so it's just one song. The track title, it's the same as the release title. You can specify if this is a radio edit or an instrumental. So the previous page was more about the release in general. So, and this page is more about the tracks. So on this section of the page, you can add a preview for Apple Music, Instagram, and TikTok. Normally the preview starts just at the beginning of the song, but if you want, you can start it at a later time. So I'm just going to enter 1 minute and 47 seconds. So I already know that my preview needs to start there, but if you want, you can just browse through the song and select a time. Alright, so the next section, you can enter the lyrics for the song, which is very important because adding lyrics increases your chance of being promoted by stores. So if you have lyrics in the song, definitely add them, and also select the language for the lyrics and specify if they are explicit, yes or no. Select this button if it's a cover or a remix, and then enter all the contributors for this song. So everybody who worked on this song, you can add them here. So music and lyrics, but also mixing, mastering, producer, the musicians, everybody who has a credit for the song, you can add them here. I'm going to add my full name because I wrote the music and lyrics, and if you have a publisher, you can add that as well if you want. Well, finally, here are some extra optional fields that give you more control over the individual tracks within your release. So for example, you can add an ISRC code if you want. But if you want, you can fill in these fields here and then click save and continue to go to the distribution page. So here you can select all the stores and streaming providers where you would like your music to be available in. So Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, Amazon, but even social channels like Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Music and Content ID. So personally, I find it very cool that this is included in Make Waves, because some aggregators charge you extra to be able to add these channels to your release, but with Make Waves it's included. So I think that's very cool. When we scroll to the top of the page, you can also select your release date. So normally it's set to ASAP, as soon as possible, but if you want, you can select a date in the future. So a quick note about the release date: if you select as soon as possible, some stores will have it available in a few hours, while others take a few days. But if you want to do a lot of playlist submission, I recommend you select the date that's at least 3 weeks or 4 weeks into the future, so you have enough time to do your playlist submission. If you do or don't want your music to be available in certain countries or other territories, you can select that here. And if you're done, just hit save and continue to enter the final page, which is the review page. Here you can check if you entered everything correctly, if you spelled the release title and the artist name correctly, if you entered the release date correctly. So make sure that everything looks good. And if you scroll down, you can see that if you're using my link that's in the description down below, you don't have to pay anything for your first 3 releases. So if you go to makewaves.fm/3 releases, so that's the number 3, you get your first releases absolutely free. Normally for every release we deduct 15 euros at the end of the year and charge just a 5% royalty fee to keep your music live. But again, if you're using my link, the first 3 releases will be absolutely free. This link is only available for a limited time, so make sure to sign up while you can. Alright, so if everything looks good, just tick these boxes and hit distribute my release. And there we go. Congrats with your release. We'll start working immediately and we'll keep you updated. So now your release is being sent to all those stores you selected in the distribution window. If there's still anything you would like to change, or if you've made an error, just hit reopen for editing and you'll be able to fix anything before it goes live. Alright, so that's how easy it is to upload your music to streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music by using Make Waves. If you thought this video was helpful, hit the subscribe and the like button and sign up by using my link in the description to get your first 3 releases absolutely free. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!